have y'all ever had an event, right? And you invited somebody, but they brought somebody else that you didn't know? Have that ever happened to y'all?
Mm-hmm.
How did y'all feel about that? Like, did y'all defriend that person?
No, but just ask me.
Yeah.
I didn't defriend either. But the conversation came up amongst other friends.
Uh-huh.
Now, this happened when I graduated from UA, so this was
This was some
eons ago. Right. So, okay, but I had a graduation dinner, and one of my closest friends invited another person to my graduation dinner.
But they didn't tell you.
No, this person just
because
came,
I'm
showed
counting
up.
seats. Because if I say 20 people gonna be there, I've accounted for the
I
20
agree.
people.
Yes,
I agree.
with that.
I agree.
So not
and
21.
I wouldn't mind if you like, hey girl, I have a friend that's
Right,
here.
Right.
You mind if she comes?
Was
Sure.
it at a restaurant?
It was at a restaurant.
Okay, so that's even worse because I can see if it's at the house.
No,
Yeah.
I can't. Don't bring nobody to my house.
No, don't bring nobody to my house, but
Like really don't bring
There's a
nobody to my house.
room.
Like you need to ask
Yeah.
me before
you definitely
you
need
come
to
into
ask me before
my
you bring
space
somebody.
like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
because that's my personal private zen
Right.
space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I don't need no type of spirits coming up in through
because
here.
I don't want to sage
That
after you
ain't
leave.
that ain't saved,
No.
sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost.
Right.
Okay?
No.
So no, don't.
Especially in your personal
She did
Yes.
better by bringing her to the
restaurant.
restaurant.
Okay.
But
Private
still,
space.
I think that's weird. Like I would
It is.
never go to someone's event and
Yeah.
bring another
No.
person.
Especially if
ask.
you didn't communicate.
Yeah.
Right. That's not even proper etiquette. Like I would never just bring someone with me and not communicate with the host.
Did you think anything different about your friendship after that?
I'm gonna tell you about yourself
Yeah.
because if I know you, if I know you, I'm inviting you.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel comfortable with you, I'm inviting you. So you should know
Especially
me enough to
to
know.
an intimate dinner.
Oh,
Yes.
not an intimate dinner.
Yeah, it's
because
like my
it's-
family and like 3 or 4 of my
gosh.
friends.
Because it's a special occasion.
Right.
That's like having
Right.
like a wedding party or
yeah,
something.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm inviting you, don't invite a +1 if I don't know about the +1.
Right.
Yeah. I almost felt a little ways about I just thought about that. I was like, man, we should have
plucked on her in the throat.
like, dang, you don't feel comfortable enough to come to my event. We're like close friends
By yourself.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was weird as shit. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only person in the world
no.
that had gone through that.
No.
No, we're picky.
Well, yeah, let's get it. Let's go.
Let's go, Dad.
Two dope girls, yeah, it's a podcast. Two dope girls, yeah, we speaking all facts. Two dope girls, yeah, we got it, just relax. Two dope girls, hit like, subscribe back. Two dope girls, and we on it, never slack. Two dope girls, and we got each other back. Two dope girls, and we coming for the cash.
Two dope girls, and we all about a bag.
Dope girls, dope girls.
All right.
Dope girls, dope girls.
All right.
That's our little stage right there. What's up?
Look, I'm about to say, what's up? What's up? What's up?
I feel like
what's up?
I don't know.
What's up?
Oh,
Ladies?
what's up?
All right, we're going to say the fellas part. Hey, you guys, welcome back to Two Dope Girls Podcast. This is episode, 42?
42.
Oh.
In the book. We getting ready.
Broadcast live from
Yo,
the
we're
Content
coming up
Factory.
to a year in a minute.
We are. Look,
We gotta plan something special, man.
We do. Look, I saw on our Facebook, you know how they share the memories, and it was like the little first... the first live that we did.
Yes.
And I was like, oh man, time has flown.
So to give you a little backstory, I don't know if I'm gonna go all the way back, like how we even became Two Dope Girls.
I want to hear it, though.
You want to hear?
I
Okay.
definitely-
Okay.
well,
you know,
go
a
ahead.
shorter version.
You tell it. You tell it so effortlessly.
Child. Okay, I'll tell him.
Y'all, we got Ashley here, but we're gonna introduce
Yes.
her in a minute. But
Yes.
we're gonna tell her a little
bit about
background.
us. Yeah.
I wanna
So, just to let y'all know, I met Ashley at a get together, a little party, Sunday Serious in Birmingham, and I thought she was extremely dope.
She's so
you know,
beautiful.
I
Oh,
went
yes. Come on,
just
girl.
off, conversation.
Vibes. We really
Yes.
had vibes
Yes,
together.
we did. And then when I went and looked at her Instagram, I was like, I love her.
Oh, and
I
she from
love her.
Louisiana, so I gotta
Yes.
say she's
I love
she from New
her.
Orleans, East Coast
Yes.
I don't
girl.
know how I get into
LaDonna and I, we were really girl crushing when we saw each other.
we were
You're
like
beautiful.
talking.
Oh my God, tell me about yourself.
I know. It was such a good time. So we really vibed, and so we really just met, I fell in love with her immediately. So let you know how we met. We worked together.
Yes.
That's initially how we met. We have not been friends for 10 years. I apologize. We could not give you that soapbox saying that we were best friends
Yeah.
in kindergarten. Nope.
Ladonna, I don't fuck with everybody.
Right. right. So I had this idea to do the podcast, and I had an initial person, and the initial person just didn't feel like she was a good fit. And I can respect that. I thought that was awesome. Just as long as you still support, hey, we're good.
And LaDonna told me about it. I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yes,
Go ahead, do it, girl.
I told her before I even thought about anything. I told her about it just to see how she would feel about it or whatever. Yeah. And then when the girl told me no, I was like, man, I'm speaking God, like I really want to do this, but I don't want to do it by myself. Like I just want to have girl vibes and good girl conversation about different topics. So I just felt like one day God was just like, Grace, and I was like, and it wasn't that I didn't like her because I did.
Right.
It was just we didn't know each other like that.
Right.
Okay, so you guys didn't know each other like that
Like
before.
that.
Wow.
Were co-workers, like she said.
Yeah.
We were in passing, and we
And
had communication.
I'm a talkative person. Like I'm a hey girl.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're like, hey.
And I'm like,
And she like, so I was
That's
gonna
in
make
New
her.
Orleans.
Yeah.
what you want?
So I was just, and then she was very cool with my sister. Like they had developed a relationship. And if you know my sister, she is like, my friends are her friends.
Yeah.
So I have to make her friends my friends. So when she's talking to Grace, I'm like, oh, she's pretty. Like, hey, girl.
Okay, I do have to say something too, because when I was talking to her sister one day, LaDonna walked up and she was like, girl, hey, girl. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, when she walked away, I asked somebody, I was like, who is that? Like, do I know her? What is her name? Because I feel like
I probably didn't even know your name
like,
either.
I'm
I was just
having
like,
like what do you call that little brain injury?
Yeah, just a
trauma,
brain fart,
yes.
girl.
I'm
Just
like,
a
who
brain
is that?
fart.
And she was like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, just shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
Figure
I
it
was
out.
just speaking. Just she was in conversation with my sister, so I just walked up and, hey, how you doing? So no, we didn't really know each other, but then we became coworkers to the point where she had to help me get to my destination on the job. Okay, so we developed a sense of a relationship then because we worked so closely together, but not a relationship to where we would build a podcast together. So God said, Grace, I said, So I started like going over to her desk, and of course it makes sense to her now because I would start going have like little small conversations with her to see if I vibed with her on that, because I've never been out with her.
Yeah.
We don't talk on the phone, any of that. So I need to make sure I vibe with her. Like we can have a dope conversation.
Right.
We'd go over there, and then I told her something that was very private. And I don't care about it really getting out.
Right.
But I care about it getting out because I didn't want her. I wanted her to hold it, and I wanted to be able to trust her with it. And it didn't get out.
Oh,
Y'all can trust me with your secrets now.
Good.
That's good. I said,
and it's
okay.
hard to find.
It is
like
very
that.
hard to find. And I was like, and she's pretty.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt, right? So, okay, cool. So I asked her, and she was like, yeah, let's go. And we just did it.
We did it.
That's good.
We did it, girl. Yes, and we like two peas in a pod.
Yes.
That's awesome. I love when I always tell people, like, when the collective come together, it's powerful.
Yeah.
You
It
can do
really
a lot
is.
by yourself, but to do something with someone, you can get much
And
further.
it's not always easy doing things with other people, but man, it's powerful.
It is very powerful.
And I think it's beneficial when you can express yourself to someone and they not take it personally, because LaDonna is like, okay, kind of person. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am, I guess because I spent, and I would have conversations with her and like, I spent so many years of my youth, my 20s
Girl, you still
with a
youthful,
chip.
shush.
Well, I'm not 20 though, or in my 20s.
no more.
Right.
We're not in our 20s anymore.
So, but I spent so much of my 20s with chips on my shoulder when I felt like people did things to me. So now I'm just learning and I'm maturing, and it's like, okay, you know,
right.
like
Can't take everything
Yeah,
personal.
it gotta
Right.
fall off because I
Right.
can't hold. I got too much. Got two kids. I got a
Listen.
husband. I got business. I got a job. Like I can't
Too
let
much
things
shit to worry about, but
exactly. Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Listen, and you will walk around offended all your life.
all your life,
You
and they
just-
won't even know why.
They wouldn't even know why, and they'll be like, "Wait, I did that.
I did that?
When I said that," and you be
Exactly.
like, "Dang, yeah." So I get it. Trust
Yeah,
me.
and I learned her very quickly. She's very blunt. She's the one that's gonna be like, and I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, come here, let me hold on.
I know. I just got to get it out. I gotta
Yeah,
get it
right.
out.
Yeah, but I
because-
appreciate blunt people. I'm not
Yeah.
as blunt as I want to be.
Yeah.
But the friends that I know that are blunt, I appreciate that. Like I love blunt people.
Me
like be
too.
honest
Yes.
with me. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Yes.
no,
I
that's
think
cool.
because if I suppress what's in me and I want to tell you, then I can't do it. I have to tell you how I feel,
Right.
just to get it out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
look, I'm sorry if I offend you, but this is just how I feel.
right,
Yeah.
right. That's
And there's
good.
nothing wrong with that.
There's
There's
nothing
nothing
wrong
wrong
with that.
How was your week, girl?
I don't even remember.
You went to Nashville.
Oh, I
Yeah,
did.
you
I had a
did.
good
You
weekend.
said, how was
I had a
your
good weekend. Right. So my weekend was lit. We had an amazing time in
Good.
Nashville. That was my first time, not in Nashville, but my first time like really going
in
out.
Tennessee? Oh,
Yes, in Nashville. My
Okay.
sister used to stay there, but I would go.
Really?
When she used to stay there when the children were small, and I would go and visit, and that's it. And we would just stay at her house and maybe go to the
Not
mall.
getting out.
No, I wasn't getting out. So this was my first time on Broadway. On
I love
Yeah,
Nashville.
Nashville's
So
beautiful.
it
Oh,
was
Nashville is
yes.
very
a
beautiful.
great time. It was a great
That's
time.
good.
Yeah, so I had a great time there. This week was
I
not
saw
so
your booty
great.
cheeks out.
Oh, yeah.
I saw your
You know, I
booty
have to
cheeks
let
out.
people know that, it's okay to have a hot wife summer.
That's right.
Well, you know your
That's
husband
right.
took the picture.
He
so
did.
it's okay.
He takes 90% of my pictures, you guys, because I'm
good.
always with him. But yeah, he's learning. He's learning them angles. I have to teach him, girl.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
it's hard to
Teach
teach
him.
these husbands.
It's because they don't want to do
like
it.
this.
My husband
They be
used to
like,
be like,
"Man,
you got
this it."
another one. You only get 2 more.
Right.
He gave me a limit of 3 photos.
Oh,
No, he
gosh.
didn't.
Yes. He was like, okay, that's 1. Okay, that's 2. And I'm like,
Tell him a minimum.
Listen.
but
10.
now he's better, and he be taking. He found portrait mode and all this
Okay.
different type of stuff. So I'm like, he's getting
Listen,
it.
I had to
if
tell
I put it
Sean,
on portrait mode, it's a good one. So she ain't gonna mess with me no more.
I'm a limit how many times I give you that good.
Hello.
We're gonna see how many times you limit my pictures. That is so funny. But yeah, I had a great
good.
weekend. Did not have the best week. Had a death, but
I did see that, and I wanted to
yeah.
ask you, but I didn't want to ask you because that's a little.
And
personal.
I have another girl that grew up with me.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually going to have a live on Sunday. I want to give y'all some good information. Let me.
Okay. Well, my condolences.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry about that.
Suffering in
Yeah.
Silence, open dialogue hosted by Jocelyn Smith. I'm gonna try to get her on the podcast to talk
Okay.
more about postpartum. I'm not sure if you have postpartum.
I know I had it, but I
And,
didn't even realize I
and
had
a lot
it.
of times you
Same.
don't realize you
Same,
have
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
but in our community, it's just so like taboo. You
It
know,
is. It is.
Figure it out, take care of that baby, and live,
Right.
and do what you need to do.
Right.
That's in our community.
And I feel a heavy burden for women who goes through postpartum. Even now, 3 years after.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but even when friends or family have their
Right.
babies, I'm always extra like, how are you doing? Do you need anything? Do you need me
But
to
I
sing
think
you?
that's
Like,
so important.
Just knowing what I went through and
Yeah.
felt like I was going through it by myself.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, I have a special place in my heart for women out, and I'm always asking God, what is it? Like, what do you want me to develop in order to just care for your daughters, for women, especially
Yes.
Black women,
Especially.
especially Black women, because we don't know that there's resources.
We don't have
right?
the resources. We're so marginalized,
Yeah,
and we
absolutely.
don't feel like we can reach out to other people
And,
for help.
and
Right.
not as much as we need to. We
Right.
may reach out once We may even do it twice, but if I have to do it more than that, then I'm burdened.
But you may reach out to I'm not going to say the wrong one, but you may reach out to someone, girl, you going to be all right. I don't want to hear that.
Right.
I want to hear like, I want to tell you what I'm going through, and I want you to say, it's going to be okay, but tell me why it's going to be okay.
That's right.
And the process and how it's going to be okay.
Absolutely.
And not just, you're going to be all right, girl.
Right.
And I was just telling Grace earlier, like, even for me, my child transitioning into school, I was really going through some emotional hardships.
Right. Yeah.
And I did not want to hear, girl, it's just time for you to have another one, right? There were so many people, it's like, oh, that just means it's time for you to have another. And when I started to communicate with the right people, they were telling me like, no, Ashley, that's normal. Like, feel what you need to feel. Like, what do you need? Because I didn't even know why I was like, what is going on with me? I was talking to my husband like, yeah, our daughter is starting pre-K 3.
They don't care. They don't care about that. They're just like.
And he finally admitted that he was feeling like the burden of that too.
Yeah.
But you just like, no one tells you that those growing pains come with parenthood.
Because there's not really a guy. I said this about marriage. There's a guy. There may be a book on marriage,
right?
But there's not a book on marriage to LaDonna,
right?
Or marriage to Grace.
Right.
There's not a book on parenting artists. There's not a book on parenting Paisley or Warren. You know? So you have to. Your emotions are your emotions, and you cannot be judgmental.
Right.
And now it's even more. Anytime I am in the presence of anybody that has had postpartum situations or challenges, even more sympathetic. My friend that passed, she killed herself due to postpartum, and it's just time for us to just talk about it.
Yeah,
you know, what I mean?
Definitely time,
because she's not the only woman that's going through and that doesn't mean just childbirth postpartum.
I was about to say, I still
miscarriage postpartum.
I still go through issues. My son is an adult child. So, and it's like, I still have to face some things that I need to communicate and talk back and forth with people who have older adult children and make sure that I'm like in the right mental space. Because I still worry about him going out in public because he is a young black male. And I worry about that all the time. And I get high anxiety about that all the time.
There's PTSD from that. It definitely raising young black men.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How was your week?
Girl. We were supposed to go to New Orleans. We didn't go. We had to cancel our trip. We did have to cancel our trip last minute. We were packed up in a car. We had to cancel our trip last minute.
Oh, man.
But it's okay. We're going to go back. But my baby boy, he took me to brunch Sunday.
Oh, cute. I love that.
I know. And then he paid. I was like,
yes.
I raised him right. Because I grabbed the check. He was like, no. I got this.
That's
Look, I was like, you little broke ass.
Where's y'all going?
We went to First Watch.
Okay,
they're good.
Did you get the kale? What is it?
Okay, so I got the
kale juice.
I got I got the elote Mexican corn hash without the egg and without the what is it, chorizo that was in there? Oh my god!
First Watch is so good.
It's good.
I love breakfast.
Like you can get super healthy, or you can get those good ass pancakes.
Yes,
like whatever
you
you want, you
absolutely.
can get.
So we had a good time. He took me to brunch. We hadn't done that in so long because I used to take him on dates when we were younger. Well, we were younger. Well, we were younger. Both of us were younger.
Right.
Well, we used to always go to the movies on Fridays or go get like snowballs from the van snowball stands or whatever. So, but I was like, we need to start doing that more often. So I told him about once or twice a month we're going to start doing that.
That's good.
Nice.
I like that.
That's nice.
I like that. So you end up having a.
So are you an empty nester? He's out the house?
He's not out the house. He came back.
Okay.
Which is, I'm actually fine with it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can see him.
Yeah.
I can put my hands on him. I can love him every day because I really love just like hugging on him.
Listen,
and
let's
on him.
normalize even our young black.
Yes. I just
normalize
put a
that.
post up on my stories. It was a video of a girl saying she was playing with her parents saying, I'm ready to move out.
Oh, and they made an apartment for her in the basement.
I will be that mom because what I'm not going to do is push my child out before they are ready.
I guarantee you, if we had a basement, we probably would make him an apartment in the basement.
But I think that even in our culture, right? I think that that's even setting your child up to save, right?
Yes.
Setting them up to financially prosper, even right now, if they don't have, the finances or the resources, or maybe they
Right.
do, and you just like, hey, just save your money.
I was telling LaDonna, he saved on his own like $10,000 for him to buy him a car.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I just want I don't want to put him out there and struggle.
Right.
Yes.
Because
That's
that's
good.
not
That's
the
it.
purpose.
Right.
Like, I want you to succeed.
Right.
So if you need to stay here for as long as you need to stay here until you get married, you
That's
stay
right.
here.
That's
Like, there's
right.
no
That's good.
shame in that.
There's no shame in it.
because I like to have him around.
Yeah.
Put my dishes away.
Right.
Vacuum my
Right.
goddamn.
And above that, I want to make sure, I want to see his face. I want to feel his hair. I want to make sure he's okay.
Yes,
I want to kiss his little cheek. I
absolutely.
don't want to have to do that through a casket. I want to kiss your
Right.
cheek while
Yes.
you here. You
That's
know what I
good.
mean?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
that's
Had a
good.
good week.
Good. Good.
Okay, so Ashley,
Yes.
we're gonna let the people. Well, tell the people about you before we get into this game. 'Cause
Yeah.
we like to indoctrinate people. We like to baptize a little bit.
A little oil.
Oh Lord. Okay. So my name is Ashley Joy. I am a life and leadership coach. I help women get clear and concise on their purpose and their calling in life in order for them to propel and just live in their highest potential. I am by trade a communications professional, so I am public relations. That
Okay.
has been my field.
You have the voice and the demeanor for public relations.
The face.
You do.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The laugh. Like
Absolutely.
everything.
Really?
Yeah, girl.
You do,
We-
girl.
We're
It's
going
the
to
media
manifest
training.
that.
It's not media
it's
training.
I think you
No.
have a media persona.
Okay,
For sure.
No, I do hear that. Well, I
Yeah.
got a lot of training in
I
media.
think we just
Okay.
need to add to your resume now. When are you going to do the media training? You just need to do a conference, just media training.
That would be good.
yeah.
And
I would
I
sign
work
up.
with clients. I do work with media, work with clients for media training and helping them, perfect their interview skills, And listen, I don't want to talk it too much because I don't know how I'm going to do. I'm a little rusty right now. I haven't
That's
done
okay.
a
Look, you're doing
podcast
good.
in a long time. But so media relations, I did go to school for communications.
Okay.
And I thought I was going to be this fashion, the girls you see on E! News.
Yeah.
And my
Yes.
dream job was 106 in Park. Like I was
Really?
like, one day I'm gonna host.
I love
106 in
that.
Park.
Maybe you'll bring it
Roxy's from
back.
Louisiana,
Roxy
right?
is from Louisiana too.
So I was
And
like,
Terrence
that's
J.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when I was in
love
college,
that.
I was hosting all of the talent shows, all of the fashion shows, any type of show they had on campus, they were pulling me in to host. So yeah, that's what I thought that was going to be my avenue. But here we are. I still do media,
Yeah.
in the field of communications, but I'm a writer as well. So I self-published 2 books. What else? I'm a mama. I'm a wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most
don't forget
important
that.
jobs.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Right, listen, I am a mother to a very ambitious little girl.
Yes.
She's like her mama?
A very strong-willed little girl, and no one teach you how to raise yourself.
Now, that's it. You can. It's hard to beat
No,
yourself
you
out
wanna
of these
be
boxes.
no one teaches you how to raise yourself.
My
So I always
gosh.
tell people, as she grow, I'm growing. As
Always.
she's changing, I'm changing. She's learning, I'm learning. So
Yeah.
we're helping each other through this process. But yeah, so
That's
here I am.
awesome.
Thank you.
Welcome, girl.
I'm so
Welcome.
glad to be here. It's exciting.
You want to pause that? Okay. Just let us know when to go back. Okay, so we're about to get into this game, Black Jeopardy.
Yes.
Because
You know we love some black trivia.
we already they already got a little controversy with
I'm
Jeopardy
scared.
already.
I
Like,
know,
real
right?
Jeopardy. The guy done stepped down.
Child.
I mean,
Scandals,
he ain't-
honey.
right? He ain't have to do that. Okay, so we're gonna do Black Jeopardy. We're gonna ask these questions, and we're just
We're take. It's 3 teams.
3 teams. It's just
Yep,
me,
it's
Ashley,
us.
and LaDonna.
Who's gonna go first? We gonna let the guests go
Yeah,
first.
we'll let the guests
Oh,
go
Okay,
first.
go ahead.
Come on, Ash.
I'll do hip hop essentials. I'm
For
saying my
which?
name.
Which?
For 200.
Okay,
Alex. Bonshika.
Okay, the first female solo artist to have 7 songs on a Billboard Hot 100 simultaneously.
Oh, I already know this.
Do you?
I think so.
Okay,
Mariah Carey.
that's what I was thinking.
You
Or
may be
Beyonce?
right. I'm always gonna say Beyonce.
I
was thinking Beyonce.
Always gonna say
I was
Beyonce.
thinking Beyonce too.
Okay, hit the space bar.
Nicki
Oh, we
Minaj.
both were right.
Okay, Nicki.
Minaj. Okay.
That's why she be up here. Y'all
thing we
ain't
don't
better
have
than me. Y'all ain't better than me.
Y'all my sons.
Right. Girl, please sit
Lucky
down.
we don't have no drinks over here because you would be
I
drunk. right
know.
now.
We usually do.
Okay, LaDonna.
We
You go first.
Okay.
I mean, you go second.
Let me see. Y'all know I love black movies. So I'm going to do name that black movie for 100, Sasha. Because you got to put a black name in it. In this black coming of age romance, the male lead asks, who you going to dance with anyway? Spalding. My favorite movie, and one of my favorite movies in the whole wide world, Love and Basketball. What is Love and Basketball?
Yay.
Yay. Okay, hand clap.
Right.
Hand clap. Can we get a hand clap?
Can we get a hand clap?
Can we get a hand clap? Can we get Nope. Maybe not.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Okay, let me see. I am going to go general black knowledge for 200, Alex. Oh,
We already know what that is.
18-inch, 20-inch, and 22-inch. Some hair.
Some
weave.
What is extension?
What is some weave, Alex?
Bundles. Some bundles.
I love it. Some fun. That is hilarious.
Okay, that's a good one.
Okay, I am going to do Millennial Negro Spirituals for 300.
Come on, Negro Spirit.
I know, right?
When I look back over what he brought me through, I realized that I made it because I had you on. I had you to hold on to. Hold on, that's a song.
That is.
It is
And I'm
a
trying to
song.
sing it.
Is that by
Oh,
what's his name? I see his face.
when I look back,
Is that I made it.
Yeah, I was thinking, but what's his
Marvin
name?
Sapp.
Marvin Sapp.
Okay.
Is it Marvin Sapp?
What is Marvin? Oh, never,
Never would have
without
made
you.
it.
Come on,
Yeah, and I had his face in my head. Yes.
I like
was
it. I like
good.
it. Let's try Black Pioneers for 200. Sasha.
You been.
Ooh,
The first African American second baseman.
Now baseball was not my sport,
Who's
but
Willie?
we're gonna. I know,
Is
right?
his name Willie?
Willie Mays. Who is Willie
It
Mays?
sounds like Willie.
Right.
Jackie
Robinson.
Womp, womp, womp. Okay.
I'm so weak.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to general black knowledge for 300.
Okay.
This person who says, I'm not one of your little friends.
Your mama.
Who is my mama?
Who is
my
your
mama?
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna do general black knowledge for 100.
The pie we eating on Thanksgiving.
Sweet potato
sweet
pie.
potato
Sweet
pie.
potato pie.
Ain't no pumpkin.
Yes.
Ain't no pumpkin beer.
No, that's
Ain't
white
no
folks though.
pumpkin-
Pumpkin
yeah,
pie.
Sweet
Right.
potato pie.
Yes. Your mama used a whole stick of butter.
Oh, stick it
That's so
out.
true.
Right.
What you got? Look
Okay,
at?
let's see. Hip hop essentials for 300, Sasha.
This mogul has a net worth of 820 million credited to his success in fashion, music, alcohol, and television. I don't know
What
who
is
this
Jay-Z?
Who is Jay-Z?
I was about to say
course.
Diddy. I was about to say Diddy.
No.
Diddy. Diddy Love. Diddy Love.
Yeah, Diddy.
Hit it.
Diddy.
Yeah.
He did it.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, so
I was
Jay-Z.
thinking,
It's everything.
television is what got me
Jay
Diddy.
does not have television.
That's true.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's-
When I saw television, I was like, nah, I want to say Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what you got?
Oh,
Ash?
me. Okay. Name that black movie for 200. In this popular 1995 American stoner buddy film, Red says, "My grandma gave me this chain."
Oh, come on now.
You want us to help you?
Come on,
Yeah.
Smokey.
What is Friday?
My grandmama gave me this chain. That's when Debo smashed his
Friday?
ass.
Yes. Okay, I remember.
That's so funny. Let
should've
me go for general black knowledge for 400, Sasha.
Respond to this statement. Mom, can we go to McDonald's?
Do you got McDonald's money?
No, nigga.
I mean, I'm just trying to, because I tell my daughter that every day. Yes. Where your money at?
That is so crazy. Okay, I'm going to do Black Pioneers for 300. The first Black Supreme Justice.
The nice looking one. The nice
What's
looking
his
guy.
name?
Oh, Oh my God.
I know. I hate that.
And he had like the salt and pepper.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his.
Oh my God. Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall.
You know, is it
who is
Thurgood
Thurgood
Marshall?
Marshall?
Yes.
There you go.
We know our Black history. I did not go to not one HBCU, but I better know. Come on, girl. That's so funny.
Okay, Ash, what you got?
Oh, okay. So
Because Dance ain't keeping no score, so
yeah,
we don't know.
so-
Oh no.
we're gonna do Millennial Negro Spirituals for 200.
I know you ain't a pimp, but pimp, remember what I taught you.
Keep your heart 3 stacks. Keep your heart. Hey, keep your heart 3 stacks.
I know you ain't
Keep
about
your
to stop.
heart. Hey.
I drank 3,000.
Yes.
I don't be knowing the words to
These
songs,
girls is
y'all.
smart. 3 stacks. These
players
girls is smart. Play your part. Play your part. Yeah.
Choosing love,
Hey.
but never
Without a rubber.
Hey, okay. I'm getting my
I
feelings.
love
Go
it. I
ahead.
love it. I love it. I love it. Okay.
What you got?
Let me do hip hop essentials for 100. Sasha. This black rapper has made millions from several platinum albums and has also starred on the famous television show Power. 50.
50 Cent.
Who is
50
50?
Cent.
Who is 50?
Who is 50
Who is
Cent?
25 Cent?
50 Cent. Okay, I'm going to name that black movie for 500. Let me get 500.
Uh-oh.
This 1996 comedy parody is known for its quote, "Dashiki." Now, kids, what do we say to a man that mommy just meant? Kids, are you my daddy?
Don't
that
be
Baby
drinking.
Shit?
Don't be drinking juice in the hood. What is the name of it?
Don't be South Central.
South,
yeah.
South Central.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
South
saying?
Central. While drinking drinks in the hood or something.
What is it, Dad? Okay,
Yeah,
don't be a
menace.
menace. South Central while drinking drinks in the hood.
I could just see
We knew what it
Wayne's. What's his name? Marlon. With them twins.
With the little pacifier hanging right there.
I love Marlon. I don't care. Like he is hilarious.
The Waynes are hilarious.
Is it
What
my
you
turn?
got? Yeah.
Okay. Millennial Negro Spirituals for 400.
I pull up in the club, VIP, gas tank on E.
But all drinks on me.
Wipe me down.
Hey, we didn't
you
tell
came
you
from
from
New
the
Orleans. Hold up, you came from Louisiana and you don't get
No
this.
boots.
Y'all have to know this about me. I never know the lyrics to the song.
I pull up.
I be like,
VIP,
and then I
think
think,
on me.
but all drinks on me. Wipe me
and
down.
then I get hyped at the.
Had to wipe me down.
Lil Boosie. Wipe
Yes.
me down.
That fool was in what was he in New Orleans? Not New Orleans, but New York. Hollering for Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda. I said, Lord,
He is so
So
nobody.
embarrassing. That's your
Out of
embarrassing cousin.
Louisiana.
Right.
He is so
I know.
funny.
Okay, y'all want to do one more each?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do name that black movie for 400.
This 2005 comedy based in Atlanta was famous for their quirky clientele. Quote, well, you want a cappuccino? No, baby. I don't eat or drink nothing I can spare.
2000.
Hold up, 2005
I don't know,
comedy
yeah.
based in Atlanta was famous for their quirky.
A
clientele.
comedy based
Is it Beauty Shop? No, is it Beauty Shop?
Yes. Okay. You can swag surf on that one. Okay, I'm going to do hip hop essentials for 500. That's going to be my last one. Ties the Beatles as the only artist. The Quavo and them. Quavo and them.
Drake.
Hey,
Drake.
what? Ties the Beatles as the only artist with at least 20 top 100 tens in a single decade. Okay, Drake.
Drake. Okay, Drake.
My baby GD. My baby GD.
That is your baby daddy.
I love me some Drake.
Really, I love some
do.
Drake too. I'm gonna do Millennial Negro Spiritual. Oh wait, no more.
No more spiritual.
No more spiritual.
Let me try general black knowledge for 500. I don't know why I keep on going there.
This staple item is found in every black
sauce.
household and sometimes in Beyonce's bag. Come on,
What is
guys.
hot sauce?
What is hot sauce?
And Hillary
And
Clinton's
I love
bag.
y'all.
Right.
I love me some hot sauce.
Me
I put
too.
on everything.
Me too.
Especially a po' boy. What you got?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Name that movie. 300. Nope.
In
Not
this-
that one.
oh.
Not that one. 300.
Okay, this notorious film starring Oprah Winfrey coined the phrase "You sure
is ugly." What is color purple?
What is color purple?
Yeah.
Okay, give me millennial Negro spirituals for
Yeah,
500.
you do that, 'cause
500.
you know all the songs.
No need to ask where I'm from. You
already
already know I represent the A from my head to my toes.
Is that Sierra by Sierra?
I'm gonna say T.I. I'm gonna say T.I. What it do?
Yeah,
What
that's
is
T.I.
it?
What
Okay.
it do to it?
Okay.
Oh, do it to it.
Hey, that's
Cherish.
Wait,
That's
not
Cherish.
Nivea?
I said Sierra.
Cherish.
Okay.
Oh,
Shit,
I
don't
like
know.
them.
They're on that Encore show
they?
too.
Really?
With
I did
Nivea.
not know that. Okay.
I need to look at that show.
Okay, Hip Hop Essentials 400.
This rapper was an honor student at McMain Magnet School and also attended the university. We just talked about McMain.
Yes.
Okay, also attended the
Is
university.
that in
That is-
Louisiana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
New Orleans, to be exact.
I
not
know who it
Louisiana.
is.
Who is it?
What is Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Did he go to college?
Yes. Really? Baby Lil Wayne is smart
Yes, he
as
is
a
smart.
motherfucker.
Well,
He
we're
went
going to
to
talk
one of
about
the-
him
He
in
was
the
an
hot
honor
topics
student too.
as well. We're going
Yes.
to talk about him in the hot topics. So that's,
Okay,
that's
what you
cool
got?
to know. I didn't know that.
Yes. What you got?
I got Black Pioneers for 400.
First African American to cover GQ Sports Illustrated as well as be featured on a Victoria's Secret lingerie.
What is
brand.
Beyonce?
I was about to say senior.
Tyra
Banks.
Banks. That's what I was about to say. Tyra
I
Banks.
was about to say
because it said
the Williams sister.
Sports Illustrated and
And
Victoria's
Victoria's
Secret.
Secret.
Okay,
When I
yeah.
saw
Sorry,
Victoria's
Tyra
Secret, I
Banks.
should have known that.
Yes.
Okay.
What you got,
That's okay.
LaDonna?
Let's go. I'm gonna try the millennial Negro spirituals for 100.
It was time to marry the game, and I said, "Yeah,
I do.
If you want it, you gotta see it with,
With a clear eye view. Meek Mill? Is that Meek Mill?
No, that don't sound like no.
It is Meek Mill. What do you mean? That's the anthem. Dreams and Bears.
I love that song.
Yeah, I like that song, too.
I'm tripping. I'm tripping.
Okay. Two
Black
more.
Pioneers for 500. This black activist court case led to the desegregation of American higher education. I don't know.
This black activist court case. I don't know who's this.
Education?
Education.
No.
Who is
No.
Heman Sweet?
Sweat?
Okay. Did we learn something new?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Next.
So we got the last one.
We
Come
know
on.
his name. Black Pioneers for 100. The
Yep.
first black female billionaire.
Oprah
Oh,
Winfrey.
I'm about to say, come on, Riri, but it's Oprah.
Is it
No, it is
Oprah?
Oprah.
It's Oprah.
What is Oprah?
Oprah Winfrey. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Yes.
That was a good one.
Love it.
That was good.
That
We're
was
going to have
good.
to do Black Jeopardy again one
I
time.
know. They had a couple different ones, so that's
Yeah.
good. So we moving on into one of my favorite, of course,
Hot topics.
segments, which is hot topics. So we could talk about the people and our opinions and what's going on in the world of these rich people. Anyways, so we brought up our good old Lil Wayne,
Lil Wayne, Louisiana,
and he was
baby.
on. I think it's Emmanuel Aiko did a interview.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he opened up about his attempted suicide.
See, I've
And
heard this story
having-
over and over again.
This is my first time ever hearing this story, but he opened up about his attempted suicide. I think it may be 12,
Yeah.
and his challenges with mental health.
Oh, wow.
Have you heard that before, Ash?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
But
I
I mean,
didn't really.
he noticeably has mental health issues.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
But the fact that he can open up about it really says a lot about his growth. I think it lets you know that he's working on himself and
Right,
he does not,
absolutely.
want to succumb to that illness. So
Right.
I
I think
dope.
people underestimate Wayne. Wayne is such an intelligent.
I don't
and,
think so.
No,
I
he's
think-
an intelligent.
No. I don't think people underestimate him. I think people know just how intelligent he is.
Okay, yeah.
I think
he's
people
an
know.
intelligent
Absolutely.
individual. I have a picture of him when I took at Peaches Record on
Oh,
Canal
yes.
Street before, and I was like, I was so young, and I was like, can you take a picture with me?
Oh
I
my
still have-
God! You still
this
have,
pic-
I was about to say,
still
girl,
have
you
this
need to
picture.
frame that.
I still have
Yes.
this picture in my little memory book of me and him at it was me, him, and Turk at Peaches Records.
Oh,
Really?
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
But I love that because I think it's so important for us to talk about mental health.
Absolutely.
Especially
Absolutely.
men, because
Right.
men are not so apt to open up about their feelings.
Right.
Black
right.
men.
And I
Let's say
think
that.
just even in our community, we it's we have so many mental health issues that go undiagnosed, right? A lot of people will struggle. And even as a life coach, I always ask people, well, what are you struggling with?
Yeah.
Be able to articulate it so when you're explaining it, you can get the proper help or diagnosis that you need, because you don't know, I remember when I was in high school, I was dating a guy, but he was just always sad. And he was crying a lot. And fast forward now, as adults, he's in and out of jail. I read a story about how he walked up to people and was he has deeply mental health issues.
Yes.
But I even remember as a young girl in high school, I was like, damn, like something was different about him. Like even when I used to call the house, his brother was like, he's being weird. He's in his room just laying in the dark. He was depressed.
Wow.
Mental health is so
he was
stigmatized.
depressed. It is.
In our community, and it's so sad because I just think that we don't know how to verbalize.
We don't.
I'm feeling a certain way. I may need help.
Right.
And I may need therapy, or I may need medication. And I think that a lot of people don't want to take medication.
No, they
because
don't.
they think that they're weak. If they take medication, they think that there's something wrong with them if they take medication.
Feel embarrassed.
Yeah, and it's not embarrassing, but they feel embarrassed, like you said. And I think it's so important to normalize the fact that everybody is not okay.
Right, absolutely.
And especially in this community, white people, they'll get on medication.
They will.
Go to therapist.
They'll check themselves into
Hello.
They will.
They'll do whatever.
You know what?
it
I got a
takes.
problem. Let me go to rehab.
Right.
But
They're gonna
we
pay for
won't do
insurance,
that
gonna pay for
because
it.
I think that, especially for Black men, it makes them. I think it kind of
Inferior.
emasculates them.
Yeah, it does.
And they don't want to do that. So
But then we have a lot of
completely applaud him.
self-medication that happens in our
Yeah.
community, right?
Yeah,
We be like, oh,
drugs,
marijuana,
alcohol.
downhill with that, alcohol.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm stressed. Let me
self-medication.
get something to drink. Or
Right.
I'm stressed. Let me go smoke a little. Let me
Right.
do a
And
little line
it
or
does
whatever.
nothing. It
does
does
nothing.
nothing.
It really don't. It
It
does.
sweeps it under the rug.
No, it actually intensifies the problem.
But you're sweeping it under the
Yeah.
rug, and that intensifies the problem because you're not addressing the actual issue.
You're not.
So I applaud
But I
him.
believe we're getting better. I believe as
We
a
are.
society,
We
this
are.
generation, our generation, the generation that we're living in, we are much more our wellness is much more of a conscious in our mind.
Yeah.
Right.
And we understand, even like we were talking about, Grace, right? Like just with anxiety, we understand, things that come up in our body and why we feel the way we feel. There's there's so much resources and organizations and individuals who's doing the work.
Right.
And I'm so grateful for that. I mean, we have a long way to go because generations and generations has just, our parents' generations is like, oh, you guys are so, all this depression and anxiety stuff. Like
Right.
I have some family members who say that, oh, everything is about, I'm like, because we're recognizing
Yes.
it.
Yeah, y'all had it too. You just
Yes.
didn't say nothing.
Those uncles that we used to call Crazy Ray, he was
Right.
really crazy.
He was really crazy. Yeah, he was
And
really
I was
going through
telling
stuff.
LaDonna not too long ago on another podcast, like my son, he actually we'll sit down and have conversations. He'll come in from work or whatever, and we'll just sit down. And he's like, well, Mom, how are you doing mentally? And when the first time he told me, I was really in tears because I didn't think that would be on his mind. So
Yeah.
we bounce back and forth with each other. Like, how are you doing mentally?
That's good.
How are you
Those are good practices.
processing? Yes. How are you processing not being able to be with your friends and date how you want to date or whatever? And we talk about these things.
good.
And I'm like, if you need counseling, just let me know. If you want to go to counseling, let me know. And he's like, of course, I'll let you know. But we have these dialogues back and forth with each other, which I would never have had with my mom.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right.
So I'm appreciative that he's growing up in a generation where they're open about their feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
That's
good.
dope.
That
That's
is
dope.
dope.
Our next little topic over here, my little girl crush, Amber Rose. That's my girl crush. I don't know. When she did that little tattoo on her face, it just
I
kind
ain't
of
like
took her down
that.
a couple of points for me. But whatever, Amber, whatever you want, okay?
I ain't like
But anyway, she had gotten on social media to vent about her baby daddy and how he cheated with 12 different women.
Wow.
And so he kind
And he
of,
was like, yeah.
he
Oh wow! Did he come out and say he
came
admitted?
out. He admits
admitted
to
it,
cheating
yeah.
on her and
Okay.
says that he loves her, but
Yeah.
he thinks they're better at just being friends. Like
Tell
she's
me that in the beginning.
But okay, so I'm gonna get on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so she went to him and told him that if you just publicly apologize to me, everything will be all right. But he's like, nah, I'm okay. Yeah, I can't continue to do you like that. That is some weird crap, right?
Do you think that she saw signs of that in the beginning?
You know my favorite phrase.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think we ignore that sometimes as women.
Yeah, we ignore the red flags.
Yeah.
The red flags is like, in their industry, the cheating is so prevalent.
Yes.
It's normalized in that industry.
Right.
I mean, with Cardi B and her husband was like, he
Right.
cheated. She took him back. Like, it's just history.
She
with
put
her.
his ass on blast, though.
She did. She did.
She ain't doing. She ain't doing nothing. No different than sis over here. That's in the Camry. You feel
Right,
me?
right. No, yeah, that's
she's
true.
not doing
Yeah,
anything
that's
any
true.
different. April Amarian baby mama. She put up. She did a TikTok.
Would you rather be sad and rich or happy and poor? I'd rather be happy. I'm sorry.
I'd rather be happy.
I love my
and-
happiness.
I love my happiness
But
too.
most people, because if you look under those comments, everybody was like, yo, me too, because she was like, I'm gonna be sad
She drinking
and rich.
this.
Yeah,
Moet.
she's like crying
She
on the
yacht.
you know,
Okay, girl, but I'd rather be
Yeah.
happy. I'm
And I kept
sorry.
looking at that and I was like, okay. And I had to be honest with myself.
Right.
And I was just like, my happiness, man,
It
is
means
like
so
my
much
peace
more.
of mind means more to me than any materialistic merchandise.
Yes.
Than like I need
Same.
like peace.
peace. Yes,
Same.
yes.
If I could wake up and zen
Then
and be
all
happy,
day, like just peace is so important to me.
Very.
Yeah.
It kind of goes back to what we were having a heated discussion last podcast. Oh my gosh.
I said
It's
I
funny.
just
I love
rather
it.
not just be in this limelight, alter my state of mind, alter my body, alter my whatever for someone, but I just rather be happy with who I am. Because at the end of the day, I have to live with me.
Right.
And I don't want to put on this facade for society because social media is a bitch.
It is.
Before social media, I mean, we had two-way pagers.
Yeah.
We had
You can get away with everything.
You can get away with
You
everything.
can't do that now. You got to be perfect.
And it's
Everybody
like,
has to
I
be
didn't-
perfect.
I don't know. I just felt like
So what was the discussion? Just a
I
little
said,
bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I said that
We gonna go there.
when men become of a certain status
yeah,
or $1 million men,
Mm-hmm.
they
are gonna want us to look a certain kind of way.
a certain type of way.
And I said my husband would not want me. I just know him. He's gonna want me to be me.
Yeah.
And he knows that I'm going to uphold myself in a certain kind of way. I'm not going to want to do anything to my looks, my face, my whatever, even more so. I mean, I had my breasts done,
Right.
whatever, but I had that done because when I got pregnant,
It just
I was so
wanted-
engorged.
you had a mommy
You
makeover.
wanted to. You
Yes,
wanted to.
right.
It was your
Because-
prerogative to do
but
that.
it wasn't social media driven. It wasn't because, oh my God, this man is going to love me
Right,
because
right,
of that.
right.
Because my titties was big.
But
And I was like,
April's
I didn't have
TikTok,
none.
Right.
April's TikTok proved me absolutely fucking right.
I don't
Right.
think so.
But most
think
of
so.
everybody on there was like, I want this appearance. It's the
appearance.
appearance of it all.
Right.
It's not.
But that's
I
so
wasn't necessarily
superficial.
saying, and that's fine.
Yeah.
you're totally correct in what you feel. But what I'm saying, you are not the majority of women in the world.
But that's sad.
It's sad, but
Yeah.
it's we're talking about factual. We're not talking about feelings right now.
I know, but
you know,
it's
I'm
so
with
sad.
you. I'm not going to, and that's why I told you, like, I'm going to change what I want to change because I want to change it, right?
Yeah.
I had 2 kids. Hell, I don't give a fuck why you think I wanted to get a tummy tuck. Because I wanted to.
But that's on you, and
That
it
is
wasn't
on
because
me.
of social media.
Yeah. And I think,
some people do it
social
so
media
much-
just
yeah.
puts so much of pressure on women, period. Right?
Girl, we had got heated. I thought we was about to start.
No, we weren't about to do that.
No, but I don't think there's a wrong or right answer, even in what you both are saying, because I
Absolutely.
think that it depends on the woman, most definitely.
Right.
But even man, I would say this. In the work that I do, I work with some prominent women. I work with some influencing type of women, influencers, women who got over 80K followers, women who get dressed up every day, cute every day, take pictures every day.
Right.
And they're miserable.
Miserable. Yeah.
Right.
They don't like what everybody like, and everybody say, "Oh, girl, you look good," and everybody they
means
look
nothing.
at themselves in the mirror and they don't like themselves.
Right.
And I always tell women, like, nothing is wrong with the BBL, nothing is wrong with the breasts, nothing is wrong with the tummy tuck. But at the end of the day, what work are you doing within yourself? Because none of those alterations outwardly is going to change what's in your heart.
yeah.
And none of what you do outwardly is going to keep a man who don't want to
No.
be kept.
You hear me?
Right.
And Amber Rose is showing that.
It's not going to keep a man. And Amber, I mean,
She
she's
bad.
Beautiful.
She is bad.
She's
You know what?
bad.
And she
Especially in
can't
her
keep
heyday.
not one man. Do you
Not
understand?
one man.
Halle Berry
It's-
can
it's-
keep not
it-
one man.
It's not going to keep a man who
J-Lo.
does not want to, who doesn't want to be kept. Oh, J-Lo.
Yes.
She went back to Ben though.
Yes, she did.
She went back. I think they was fiending for each other. They was like texting. You can't tell me they weren't texting back.
They
and
probably
forth.
did. They probably was secretly,
They was texting like.
And
baby,
Diddy
I
was
miss
sad,
you.
y'all, because he thought he was going to be next.
Hey,
Hey,
who thought?
Diddy.
Diddy. Yeah, Diddy
Oh, yeah.
thought.
He just always
He
thinks she's
thought
going to come
wrong.
back.
Oh yeah.
I'm so glad Cassidy moved on. Jesus, I don't know what to
Yes.
do.
She's so happy with
Yes,
her
she
two little
is.
beautiful babies.
Beautiful
Yes.
babies.
Did she have two?
Yes.
She got two babies with Alex Fine, with his fine ass.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah,
He is fine.
fine.
Yeah.
He is fine.
I think that's something to be said though. It's whatever you feel for yourself is beneficial for you. Do it for you.
Do it for you.
Don't do it for
Absolutely.
society. Don't do it for a man. Do it for you.
Do it for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's talk about this Kylie Jenner. Y'all, they said she pregnant again.
Oh,
Congratulations.
By Travis Scott again. I thought she just left him, but whatever. I guess she's in love with the man. Are
Okay.
you guys not going to get married? I mean, y'all just going to shack up and keep having babies? I'm lost. I'm lost at what's going on here.
Yeah.
Millennials, is that what it is? Because I wouldn't dare. You can.
Are you a millennial?
I don't know.
Well,
What
yeah,
I am.
you are.
Are we
I'm 30.
millennials?
Yeah,
I'm
you guys.
30. What the fuck?
So this,
We're
so
older
it's
millennials.
It's
We're older. But
So she's not a. I don't think Kylie's
She's
a
a
millennial.
X,
she's
Gen
a
X?
Y.
Why?
Yeah.
Y?
So it's
Okay.
X, millennial, and Y. She's a
Okay.
generation Y.
That's most scary.
Yeah, so the generation Y, they are very fluid. They are very like they don't believe
Whatever
in,
happens,
happen. They believe in we can be together for 25 years. We don't need
Not
this
to be
commitment.
married, yeah.
They believe in all of that.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
not me.
No, me neither. No, not at all.
No.
But congratulations to Kylie. I hope she go sit on the same doctor table
No, get that little lip.
that did her first time because he snatched her up.
He snatched.
Yeah.
Snatched her for the gods, honey.
did.
I would hope that they would commit to one another.
I do, I do,
Right.
because they clearly like
They love each other.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
clearly,
Make beautiful.
They made
beautiful
that little
baby.
girl
That's
is so
Storm.
cute.
She's beautiful.
She's
She
so
is.
precious.
Yeah, yeah.
Them Kardashians have beautiful children.
Beautiful. That's
They
Saint.
do.
Did you see Saint?
I saw.
Oh my
love
god.
I was just looking at that baby the other day. No, it's the Chicago. That little
Chicago,
girl is a
yes.
beautiful little
All of
girl.
them, my
They are
gosh.
so cute. I was like, and for a split second in my mind, I was like, God, I didn't want to think this. It was just a split second. I was like, did these babies have work done on their
I
little
know,
face?
they're so cute.
Because they're so cute.
They're just like little Cabbage Patch kids.
Yeah, they
But did you
are,
see
but
Keisha
Chicago.
Kayor and Gucci Man child?
He's so precious.
That is not it's these celebrities are doing something.
Well, you know,
because
she's
her
Jamaican.
children can't look. Have you seen her regular child? Like her
Her
children
daughter is
before-
beautiful. I said her daughter. Her
Okay,
daughter is
she
beautiful.
cute. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's just she's beautiful. She's beautiful. This daggone baby is like, oh,
He's
he-
so
is he-
adorable.
he's gorgeous.
He's so he's
So
like another little
I
Cabbage Patch kid.
didn't like when he was born. Everybody was like, "That's not his son." I didn't like
say
when
that.
people
I
because
hate
black
that.
'Cause he's
people are
gorgeous.
very
if they come out a little lighter than you
and,
are.
and you know, my
bad.
daughter came out with a fairer skin
Yeah.
than my husband and I.
Yeah.
And it was automatically like,
Ooh,
jokes.
That's the milkman baby or something like that.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
And
I
that's
haven't
so
heard
weird
that
to
in a
me
long
because
time.
don't we know that as black people we come in all shades of black?
do.
Like
Not
we
monolithic,
we
yeah.
literally
Jesus can reach down, not reach, but reach.
right
down
and
in the
genetics
generation.
can come from anywhere.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, come on. That baby is like gorgeous. It's like,
But my
what
baby
in
was
the
like
world?
super. I mean, I'm fair complected, but my baby was super light, and he had like red lips, like Michael Jackson.
really?
And he was like so fair complected, but he's like your complexion now.
Right, really? Okay.
Mhm. And I'm like, but we're not that far in
Right,
complexion. So
right.
it's like people look at us and I'm like,
But it's only black people who do
It's
that.
on-
And
it's
you know,
only
we
black
grew up
people.
growing up in New Orleans
It's-
and
it's a
Louisiana.
gumbo pot.
Everything
Oh, yeah.
is so
Yeah.
color stricken there.
Everything
It's not
Creole.
as bad as it is. Like it's not bad now, but growing up, it was literally like light skin, dark skin, brown skin.
Yes.
Everything was so just separated by color.
see, my cousin, she's your complexion. Literally, her daughter is light, bright, damn near white.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. And her dad is probably your complexion, LaDonna. And people are like, oh, well, who is that? And she's like, this is my daughter.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's very, very.
I told you they do Parker like that.
Louisiana
Yeah.
is very weird with the blacks there are very weird
Yeah.
with this color thing.
Really?
Even for me, I'm quote unquote the darkest in my family.
And you're
And
not darker
my mom
complected.
is like your skin complexion,
Yeah.
and my husband family they're like darker blacks, but my daughter coming out fair skin, it was like
Right.
like, and I'm just like
let her grow a little bit. Let her get her little color.
and that's the thing, like you literally can go through all shades of black growing up.
You
Yeah.
You know,
can,
like
You can. My brother is like brown.
I'm lighter
skin.
now than
Yeah.
I used to be way darker than this.
Really?
Yeah, but growing up in that heat,
Yeah.
being
That
outside,
humidity, yeah.
Yeah.
Be out in the sun, girl. I got a little tan right now.
right. So more of the story: do not look at a child's skin color and be
No.
like, "That ain't the daddy."
No, don't look at the
Look at
skin
that
color.
face, 'cause she
but
looks
that
just
face,
like her daddy.
Look at that baby. Oh no, that's not the baby. I thought you put up
Little
Keisha Kayor baby.
Oh, little Gucci Man. And
Yes, with the baby in the ice.
Oh, did they really name him?
They
I
made
think
him
so.
ice.
Okay.
He's
Was it
so
ice? Okay.
precious.
He is freaking adorable. Look at him.
Hey, little baby.
Oh my!
He looked like his
gray
daddy.
He does.
He
And
looked
you know,
like
sometimes
his
kids just be
daddy.
looking like
Yes.
themselves.
Yeah.
He is
look like
beautiful.
themselves.
Yeah.
They
My
don't
friend
have to look
Tori
like mom
always
and daddy.
look, I used to call Tori every day, like, who does she look like, Tori? Who does she look like? She was like, she looked like herself.
Herself.
She
Right.
looked like
That's
herself.
so cute. That is so cute. But yeah, that baby's beautiful. If they're gonna make kids like that, they need to keep going.
Well,
couple more.
congratulations to Kylie
Yeah.
and Travis
Travis
Scott.
Scott.
If
Yeah.
that's the case, congratulations.
Absolutely.
Raise that baby right. You know. What
I
I'm
wonder if she
saying?
would hide it like she did the first pregnancy.
I mean,
Well,
she's
ain't no
out
need to
now.
do it.
Right.
now.
Yeah,
Ain't
it's
no
out
need
now.
to do it now.
Just get you go and have a baby, go
Right.
get your snip
Have
and tuck,
fun.
and come on back out 6 weeks
Come
later.
on, come on
Hey.
now.
I love it. So at the beginning, Miss Ashley introduced herself and told you guys a little bit about her. So we just want to talk more, get in depth of what it is that you do and how you do it and how you help women everywhere. Okay, so one thing that stood out to me is that you have a podcast, of course, because we have a podcast, but I really want to know, what is it that you talk about mainly on your podcast?
I'm laughing right now because you put me on the spot. I have a podcast in my computer, meaning I did 3 episodes.
What did you
That's
talk
okay.
about? Yes.
So I have a podcast called Born Influencer.
Okay.
So Born Influencer, it talks about, so it's called Born Influencer for women of faith who have extraordinary vision. And basically, in a podcast, I talk about mindset, I talk about business, I talk about love, friendship, sisterhood, And yeah, it's still living in, and listen, you are challenging me right now.
You better go ahead and do it, girl.
I gotta release it. Now I have
gotta
to, 'cause
release
this
it.
is, it's crazy. This is the
And we
first
will
thing you
help
asked
you.
me about.
We
Yeah.
will help you.
You better not put that on your description and not do it. 'Cause it's
Yeah,
on your description.
and I kept on saying I'm a podcaster. I put it out
Yeah.
there, but it was really important to me to. I feel that women need daily encouragement.
Yeah.
But they
Daily.
also need something that they can relate to. They need someone to talk about the topics that a lot of people aren't talking about,
Right.
or maybe people are talking about, right? And I always say that my voice may not be for everyone, but it's for my tribe. Right. It's for the people who are drawn to my voice, and
Right.
whoever they are. If they can find me, I want to be able to provide them with something.
Absolutely.
Great.
I love
so
that.
you say you're a life and leadership coach. So what does that entail, and what made you just determine that you were going to be a life and leadership coach?
This is a
That's
part
good.
of what this is a part of why we had to give you a synopsis of how we met.
We always
And
talk about the
because
same
we don't get together and say, hey, okay, so I'm gonna ask this
We
question.
don't go over notes.
We
just-
don't. We
That's
don't.
okay.
Yeah.
No,
We don't.
no, we're
But
gonna
we
be
will
able to
have
the
the
questions.
same exact question, like verbatim.
Really?
Verbatim.
That's good.
Yeah.
But
That's
yes,
good.
perfect question. Yes.
So I will always say that I fell into coaching, and just to let people know what coaching is the practice of helping people get from one point in their life to the next, right? Where counseling may focus on their past,
Okay.
helping them with past traumas, helping them get unstuck and what's holding them back. Coaching is the field of helping people get from point A where they are to point B, and formulating habits and mindset practices around just helping them and helping them get clear about what they want in their lives.
Yeah.
So for me, oh, that was beautiful.
Because that was nice. That
was a gem
good.
right there.
Yeah,
Right.
it
You
was.
know, because a lot of people always say, well, what is coaching? And I would say that every successful person has a coach.
Yep. Right.
LeBron James
I've
has a
heard
coach,
that.
whether it's a business coach, a life coach, someone who's helping them in their daily lives, right? And I believe that there is even a stigma around, I don't want nobody helping me about day-to-day life. Listen, I am a
That's
coach
us.
who have a
That's
coach.
Black people.
I am a coach who has a coach. I'm a coach who has a therapist. Like
Yes.
everyone needs help. Everyone needs someone to help them get clear
Right.
about what they want in life. Help them get clear about how to pull out the best attributes of who they are and their
Right.
potential. So for me, I have always been an encourager, and I'm also an empath. I am so empathetic. I am a feeler. And everybody say, "Oh, you're." I used to hear you're emotional, right?
Yeah.
And for so long, I used to be so ashamed of being emotional. But as I got older, I realized that it was those emotions that was my gift. It was those
Yes.
emotions that allowed me to feel people into, it's specifically women, right? I can read a woman's heart through her eyes, and I can feel her spirit through just her smile.
Right.
And I use that to my advantage. And I've always been that way. I mean, at 12 years old, I'll look at a woman or look at my friend's mom and be like, everything is going to be okay. All right. And she'll be like, okay.
Okay,
And then
girl.
what was you talking about? And then she'll just start crying like, thank you. I really needed that today. So it was always a gift that I had. And then as I grew and got older, in college, being the encouraging friend,
Yeah.
and then, when I started coaching, I don't even think it was called coaching. I don't even know what I was doing, to be honest with you. People just trusted me with their visions and with their dreams and their potential, and I helped them launch into their purpose.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Yes, because I mean, that's the hard part is really figuring out what your passion is, what it is that I do so well. Because sometimes we think the things that we hate about ourselves is the things that really,
That's a blessing.
they really are blessings. They're
Right.
really
Yeah.
the things that got the blessings that God gave us to push us into our purpose.
And
Absolutely.
you may not have anyone in your life to say, hey, go ahead and do that.
Right.
And
That's
that's
so
what
true.
the coaching is for.
Yeah.
That's what the coaching is for.
Or to even just figure it out, talk it
Yeah.
out with me to allow
if
me
this
to
is-
see this is really a talent for me.
Yeah,
you know what I
absolutely.
mean? And I think that is definitely a hard part.
Yeah,
It's the hard
and
part.
I always tell people that success leaves clues, right? Like when you look back over your life, what have you always done very well? I always say that we all have a North Star message, and the North Star message is, what would you talk about if you had 30 seconds or 60 seconds to talk about something that you're very passionate about? What would it be? And I feel that we all would know, like, you know what, this is important to me. Okay, why? Right, immediately.
What would you talk about?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I would just talk about purpose. I would tell people that we all are born for a purpose. And purpose mean the function in which you're born, right? When you think about a refrigerator, it's the function of that refrigerator would stay the same, right? It is meant to keep things cold, or that's just the function of the refrigerator. So when you think about purpose, right, you have to think about the function of who you are,
Right.
And the only way you can clarify that is by creation. Nothing outside of the creator, nothing outside of the refrigerator. If you want to know how the refrigerator operates, you have to go to the manual. Right. So if you want to know how you operate, you have to go to your creation. You have to go to your creator. You have to get clear on what that is, because we are here for a reason.
Because Lord knows we like to fix things on our own without looking at the manual.
We do. And look, we all are here. We all are here because of a sum of our decisions.
Right. I got it. Look, I don't need that manual. I'm going to go ahead and do it on my own.
I'm going to do it on my own.
Yeah. I don't
got
think,
this.
yeah. So that's what I believe, that we all are here.
Day, you have to look at the manual. You have to look at the step-by-step guide in order to bring you to the next part of what you're supposed to accomplish.
That's right.
That's it.
That's
That's
right.
it. So on your website, you said something about a leadership board. And I was like, what is a leadership board?
A leadership board.
Yeah.
What did it say? Because I'm trying to
Let me
figure
go
out.
back to your website.
Well, let me ask you about this.
Okay.
Okay, so you created a guide to help people focus on their goals and get back on track. So without giving that away, because we do want people to download and we do want people to
Come to the website.
come to the website
Right.
and access these things. But tell us a little bit about that.
So what you're talking about is the downloadable I have on my website,
Yeah.
where it's powerful self-coaching questions that you can ask yourself, right? So it goes back to, what do I do really well?
Yeah.
What ignites me in the morning? What makes me happy?
Right.
What brings me joy? What do I believe I was born to do? If I don't believe I was born to do anything, let me ask people around me, what am I really good at?
Right.
Right. So I always say that coaching is also is about asking powerful questions. A lot of people have the answer. They just don't have someone asking them the right questions. Right.
Exactly.
I'm just the midwife who asks my people the right questions.
Right.
Yeah.
And I literally sit there and see people figuring it out on their own. And they'll be like, well, I think it's this. And I'm like, and they'll be like, well, what do you think? I'm like, I don't know.
It's up to you.
Right?
It's up to you to
because
think about
society has already defined us. It has already placed labels on us. It has already told us who we are, what we should be. And then when someone challenges you and say, no, what do you think?
They're
The
not
answer
used to
is
that
they're not used to that
challenge.
challenge.
Yeah.
So now they have to figure out in their mind, what do I want?
Right.
Not what
And
my
that's
mama
okay.
want me to be.
Yeah, and I think that is so important because, and I have this conversation with my son all the time. I remember the first time he challenged me because I told him, I can't even remember what I told him, but I told him something. And he was like, well, Ma, that's what you want, but that's not what I want. And I was like,
No, you did.
you little mother. I didn't say it to him, but I was like, you're supposed to listen to what I'm supposed to say. But in that instance, it made me realize he's his own individual.
Yeah.
Like whatever I say, it may influence him,
That's right.
but he has his own mindset, and he is unequivocally 100% my child because
good.
he's like, if he doesn't want it or if he's not going to do it, he's going to say he's not going to do it, and he's going to tell me why. And I'm like, Lord,
That's amazing. Because he's 20, right?
He's almost 20, yeah.
Yeah. And my daughter at 3 years old, she's like that.
And
that
he was
scares
like
the hell
that
out
when
of
he
me.
was young.
My
But
9-year-old
that
is
she's
like
gonna
that.
be
No,
like
I'm
that.
like,
Yeah.
okay.
And he was like that when he was young. If he didn't want to do something, he would say he didn't want to do it, and he would tell you why. And I was not used to that. And I'm like,
because we didn't do that.
You didn't do that.
You know, not to that extent.
Right. Because you're going to get back.
Right.
Parker today, before I left, you know, was back and forth with me. And I'm having to learn as her mom. I have to allow her because
To express herself.
well, to express herself, but you, as a mom, you know your children.
Yeah.
You know, I know Parker, she's artistic. She's creative.
Yeah.
I have to allow her to express
yeah.
or she's going to feel
Isolated.
locked. Yeah. And she'll go close her door, go upstairs. She won't come down.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Right.
Paisley, she's my child. She gonna tell you what she wants you to know, how she wants you to know, when she wants you to know it.
Yeah.
On her time.
Right.
Yeah. So I just know I have to deal with them totally different, you know? So yes, Parker, I would never like some of the things she expressed, but mom, this was what I was saying. This is how I'm like, girl, I'm gonna whoop your little tail. But I was trying to tell you, girl, we have never did that to my
and
mom.
I think it's so important to listen to them and let them express themselves, because I don't think we've ever been able to express ourselves.
Yeah.
To
And we
our
become
parents.
adults who do not know
How to
express ourselves,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Because we have been
Stifled.
stifled. You know, people been telling us to be quiet and to shut up, or what you say
Grown
doesn't
folks'
matter,
business,
right? Stay out of
or
grown
yeah.
folks' business. And I even, as a mom now, I've only been in the game for 3 years, but I understand even now that the decisions that these kids make and what they do is not based off the parenting, right? Because these kids are their own humans.
Right.
They're going to make their own decisions.
Right.
And as long as you show up and be that parent, like you can't be responsible for the route your child choose.
Right.
They're going to make the decisions, right? I see so many people be like, well, if I only was a better parent. Listen, they're going to make their decisions. They are. You can't carry the weight of that. If they're their own human, they're going to make their own
gonna do
decisions.
it, yeah.
They're going to do it, right? So, my daughter, and I think I have to learn to accept that she's my child, because right now I'm just like, but God literally told me that she was going to be 1, a disruptor, 2, an atmosphere changer, and 3, he said disruptor, atmosphere changer, and the creator.
Oh, I
And
love
that's
that.
why we
Come
named
on
her
in
artist.
and shift that
Come on,
atmosphere,
that
girl.
shift.
I love that. I love that.
And it's so funny because the things that I prayed for my son to be, he's those things.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like,
good.
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready
I'm
for
not
that.
ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I appreciate it because I was never those things with my mom. So I appreciate the things that he can come to me and tell me about, even if they're hard.
Yeah.
Because I was never able to do that. I didn't tell my mom I was pregnant until I was like 5.5 months
Oh,
pregnant.
wow. Yeah.
So when Warren has some issues going on with him, or if he's, going through things, he comes to me immediately.
That's good.
And I appreciate that. And I appreciate like his vocalness about certain things. So I
You
think
build
that's
trust.
important. Yeah.
Yes, very important. What's a daily routine that you recommend when starting out living in your purpose and your passion? Like,
That's good.
So, and this is just from my own life. I always tell people, 1, always find your gratitudes for the day. Right? So many times we're discontent because we don't express so much about what's going right in our lives.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Every single day we can find a problem with the day. We all can find probably problems that happen all during our day
Right.
today.
Right.
But always express your gratitudes for the day.
Right.
Always have your top 3 gratitudes of, gratefulness and thankfulness, because some of the work that I do is in positive psychology, and positive psychology basically talks about how some people think that they will find happiness when they achieve a certain goal.
Right.
But in positive psychology, it shows the study that no, you are successful when you're happy.
Yes.
Right.
You're not happy when you become a success,
successful.
right?
Yeah.
You have to find your happiness, and that makes you successful.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you express the gratitudes, there's a shift that happens in your brain, right? Like when you say, I'm just grateful that I got to wake up in a warm home, in a safe home today. I'm grateful. Like literally, I'll go to the kitchen like, oh God, thank you for this water.
Oh my God, I do the
saying?
same exact thing, because if I wake up in a bad mood,
Yes.
and And I'm like, if I get up and I start complaining, and I'm like, you know what? Let me shift my mood.
Yes.
And I walk downstairs. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
For this.
Dang.
I'm like, I'm so grateful for this house, for
Right.
my little fur babies, my real babies,
Yeah.
my everything. And I'm like, I don't have anything to complain about.
Right.
So I try to shift my attitude into gratitude.
Right. Always find the gratitude of the day.
Right.
And always take time out between 7 and 10. That's my critical hours. I don't do AM. So I don't have any meetings between those hours. I always do 1, I reflect. 2, I move my body, whether it's stretching, going to the gym, and 3, I always journal. I always just write down, whatever my thoughts, however I feel, whether it's like, God, I'm tired today. Or
Sick of it.
I have anxiety this morning. Whatever it is, I just write it out.
Yeah.
So I will always say journal, reflect, and move. Move your body.
Let me tell you what I do when I journal. I'll journal, and then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have wrote that down. Let me burn
That's
this
okay.
whole book.
No, write it.
So serious.
Write it.
I'm
Get it
like,
out, girl.
I'll get it out. And most of the time it's good, but if I write something down that's bad, I'm like, okay, I just want to burn this because
But
if
you're
I
not,
die,
you're not perfect. You
I
know,
know. That's your
that's your
thoughts.
thoughts.
Those are my thoughts.
And
That's
you
your
just gotta
thoughts.
let them,
yeah.
let them have their way
Yeah.
without having their way, right?
Look, let me ask you a question about your coaching services.
Okay.
So you have the 6 months to 3 months and a VIP day, right? So tell me what that all entails.
Okay. So I believe that within the 6 months, I believe that coaching should not be anything less than 90 days.
Okay.
It takes 90 days to form a habit.
It does.
It also takes 90 days to retrain your thoughts and your mindset to think differently. So I only, my minimum to work with me is only 3 months, because I believe that will be the point people see the actual work being done in their lives.
Right.
However, I always tell my clients, anybody who work with me, I have to see that there's a commitment to wanting to do the work, right? Because so many times we think that in coaching or any service is like, oh, it's transactional, but it's also, you have to do the work.
Right.
You have to do the work. You have to recognize the shifts that you want to make in your life and be committed to those shifts. Talking to me as a coach, following up, doing the homework or whatever the case, not homework, but doing the life work, I should say. And being committed to your growth. So the 3 months, the consistency, and I can't think about on top of my head what those packages, and I'm sorry, y'all, because
That's fine.
what those packages include, but we have one-on-one time 2 times a month via Zoom or in person.
Okay.
Since I'm in Birmingham, I sometimes some of my clients want to meet me in person.
Okay.
And we will 60-minute. It can be what you want it to be, meaning we'll do some pre-work prior to our sessions, and you'll be like, okay, in this session, this is what I want to talk about, or this is what I want to accomplish, right? So I was working with a VP at a national nonprofit organization.
Okay.
So when we were doing our work together, it was the lead executive coaching that she was having done with me. So everything was like, I'm facing this problem leading my team, and today I want to talk about that. Okay. How can we work around this issue so I can show up as a more confident leader? She's also a Black woman who is in a predominantly white space. So she was facing a lot of imposter syndrome. She was facing a lot of confidence issues about how she showed up, right? Even when she got promoted to her position, it was a little shift in her. She didn't know how to celebrate because it was like, why me?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we worked through a lot of we get that. We had to work through a lot of mindset practices and practicing with her every single day, or me following up with her and her reaching out to me and sharing with me her wins. So it was pretty cool.
Why do you think that is when we get the promotion, when we get to the level that we want to achieve, then we ask ourselves, why me?
So
do you not think it's like almost a form of gratitude, like humbling yourself, why not me? Like I should have did. No,
Yeah,
like,
some
like
people
Lord,
do
I
feel
just
that way.
thank
Yeah.
you. I thank you because I could have been
Yeah.
on the other side of
But
this.
there are some people that are like, well, What's the catch?
Yeah. So
What's the catch?
on a deep level, which we probably won't have time to get into it today, but culturally, I believe that it has to do with a lot of white supremacy.
Yeah.
With especially prominent Black people when they are in certain positions and they get certain notoriety, we struggle with the am I good enough?
And we think there's a catch.
There's a catch to it, or is this about affirmative action, or do they want me for my skills, or do they want me because or they want to fill this diversity gap? That's on the deep level, right? But I think that most importantly, everyday people. Like the everyday person, when they face imposter syndrome, I think that they go through this process of, will I be able to maintain? Would I be able to be everything that people think I am, right?
That's the pressure that's put on you.
It is a pressure that's put on you. There's also the Black tax, right? Yeah. There's a lot of Black people, when they make it, they feel, I have to take care of mama, grandma, everybody, because I made it, everybody else have to make it. So there's a lot of pressures. There is a lot of pressures, but I always tell people, like, listen, I believe for myself that you would never be everything that you feel that you want to fulfill in your head, right? My dream for myself is bigger than what I see, but I also give myself space and room to fail. I also give myself space and room to be imperfect.
I think that's important.
It is very important. Make your mistakes, girl.
Yeah, because you're not perfect.
You're not perfect. Yeah. And I believe that people respect transparency and vulnerability.
They do.
Nobody want the perfect person.
Because we're all going to fail at some point, but it's how you pick yourself up.
Absolutely.
It's how you proceed from that point.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
We've gone through some of the hardest times this last year and a half. And you just said, like, 2 years ago, you were just at Miles College.
This past February.
Yeah,
I was there for 2 years. I was there for 2 years. Yeah. I was working as their director of public relations.
How did COVID help your business, or did it hurt your business?
I believe it helped my business. I believe that there is this keen desire that people throughout this year, it slowed our pace down. It allowed people to reflect on how they were doing life. And let's be honest, if the old way of life is no longer. Yep. Right. They're even calling it in the corporate space, the Great Resignation, because everybody's like, I quit. Everybody is finding themselves. Yes. And I'm so grateful. I mean, I'm of course, by no means, I feel that this year has been, and it's still hard for a lot of people, and it has been hard. But I believe in the power of reinvention, right? And that is the process of change, right? That you can show up and you can be someone entirely new. And what I love about reinvention is that it comes at several different seasons of your life, but it's up to you to decide who you want to do and how you want to show up.
And when you want to do it.
Right. And if you want to reinvent, if you want to be a podcaster this year, then you say, hey, I want to take this, I want to do a YouTube channel. However you want to reinvent yourself, I believe that we as people, we stop ourselves because we think, what they will think.
Someone else is doing it.
Or someone else do it. But the reality is, y'all, listen, we all are trying to figure this thing out.
Right.
Everybody is scared. Yep. No one knows what they're doing at core. Right. Yeah. Everybody is in flow, right? Everybody's trying to figure this thing out. But this year has really brought people to their face. And they have asked this question over and over again. Who am I?
It's like you really had to stop. I say this all the time. The pandemic made us stop, personally, made me stop and sit in my mess.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing with my life?
Or what have I done the past 5 years?
Oh my God. I had so many dreams. I had so many goals. And I'm doing none of it.
It puts a spotlight on what you should or should not be doing, or what you want to do and what you desire to do.
Yeah. And it also put a spotlight on your time.
Yeah.
If the greatest commodity we have in our lives is time, then we've wasted a lot of time.
Because you can't get that back.
You can't get it back. And that's why even for me, I'm a spiritual being, but also I understand that there is such an urgency in this moment.
Yeah.
And there's such an urgency in this time, right? That whatever dream you have, whatever purpose or destiny you feel that you have to do it.
Absolutely.
Like now is the time.
Right.
Yes.
Now is the time.
Because it waits on no one.
It doesn't.
And
And
it's
what
not
you won't
promised.
do,
Somebody else will.
somebody else will.
Right.
And guess what you're going to be doing? Sitting back like,
Man, I should have did that.
I had
that thought. I should have did that.
I can't tell you
I
how
do
many
it all
times
the
it happened to
time.
me.
Me too.
Me
Yes.
too.
I can't tell you how many times I done did a U-part wig when I was like transitioning. I was like, God damn it, I could have sold that shit.
Yeah.
But I was just like, no, nobody gonna buy that.
Absolutely.
That
So
shit look
now is the
stupid.
time.
Yeah.
Now is the
Yeah,
time.
absolutely. I want to get in your business a
Yes,
little bit.
go ahead, girl.
Not too bad.
No,
but,
go ahead.
You know, I think this is maybe the first time we've had all wives. We are all
I
married.
think so.
Really?
Yeah.
At the table, usually
Yeah.
we have because we are the married perspective.
And you
so
just
we like to
celebrated
have,
7 years not too
Yes.
long ago.
7
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
August 14th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
so
you.
having a wife, another wife, and another mother and an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
How do you balance life? Because that's something that I'm trying my best to get a hold of right
Right.
now is the balancing act
Yeah.
of being a great mom, of being a great wife, and still maintaining my
Following your
goals and my
purpose.
dreams.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult. And I don't believe it. I believe balance is a myth.
Yeah. Thank you. That made me
on,
feel so
girl.
much better.
So we can all breathe. Like,
Yes.
let's breathe, right? Like,
Yes.
I believe that balance is a myth. I believe that we go through seasonal transitions, right? Especially when you're in a process of building. For example, for the past month or month and a half, I have been traveling for speaking. I'm a traveling speaker. I was in North Carolina. I came back for a week. I was in Houston. Prior to North Carolina, and I had a speaking engagement out there, I went on a week trip with my husband and my daughter. So I came back from that week trip with them. We visited family in North Carolina. We went up to DC. That's where my husband and I met. We did all this different type of stuff. So we did that for a week. I came home for a week. I went, I got ready. I went to North Carolina. I came back for a week. And then I got ready again to go out of town to Texas for another speaking engagement. And then I came back straight into our anniversary,
That's a
straight
lot.
into my daughter, preparing for school, all of this stuff, right? All of this stuff that was just coming at me. But it was never points in my mind now where I feel like, okay, how do I balance this all? Right? And I believe that that's why it's important to choose the right partner.
I was just, you know what?
I couldn't
When you
even
were
get it
saying
out.
all of this travel and you
Yeah.
have a 3-year-old,
Yeah.
I was like, you have a supporting spouse.
It's important. The enemy of your destiny can be the person you wake up to every day.
Hello.
Can
The
you
enemy-
repeat that
Say it one more time for the people in the back, for the
people
slow.
in
And
the
let me say
back.
slow. The enemy of your destiny can be the person you wake up to
Yeah.
every
Wow.
single day.
Yeah.
You have to choose your partner
Absolutely.
correctly. So understanding that enemy, that person that you wake up to every day can be the person who can discourage you and
Yes.
can tell you, man, don't focus
Don't
on
do
that. We
that.
need to focus on this. And I always say that for me, I didn't pick a partner for me. When Michael and I met, and I don't know why I was in this headspace. Well, I do know why, because I was already operating in my purpose when I met my husband. By that time, I was living overseas for 3 years. I was traveling overseas. I spoke in South Africa and West Africa. I wrote my first book. Like when he met me, I was fully indulged in my purpose.
So you were in your purpose and you found someone to
compliment.
complement your purpose.
Complement that purpose,
Yes.
right? And I also understood in my choosing, I was not only choosing a spouse, but I was choosing a man who was going to be the man to my children.
Right.
Right.
A life partner.
A life partner, right? Someone who I was going to have meals with, spend holidays with. I said,
Family
when he was like, I
time.
really like you. I said, wait, we got to go out to dinner. And he was like, why? I said, because I want to see how you treat the waiter and the
Right.
waitress. I don't want
Right.
nobody who always complaining when we go out
Absolutely.
and snapping on people.
How much you
know.
tipping?
Right. So I say all that to say, like, you know, my husband is very supportive of the work that I do, but he also knew who he married. Right. Yes. And he understood how important that this work was to me when I got married. Yeah. Now, granted, you know, there's some sacrifices that I've made for my purpose work that he understood that I had to make. And he was supportive of that work. But I'm very intentional when I'm home. When I'm home, I'm home. When I'm with my family, I'm with my family. Right. I try not to be on my phone too much. I try to create avenues of us just sitting, like watching movies together. I try to be present with my daughter in the room so she knows that mommy is here. Mommy loves her. Mm-hmm. And I have a home office. So sometimes that can be hard, even with the just making the distinction between work and home. Mm-hmm. And I pray to have an office outside the home because I do want that distinction. I don't want to.
Because you want your home to be your sacred space.
Your sacred space, your workspace. And not my workspace. Right. But, you know, I can't say that to your question, to your point, it's hard in the beginning, but it's also important to set the foundation, that foundational work. And back in 2016, 2017, I took a break for 3 years. I was not doing any coaching. I was not doing any speaking because I knew who Ashley Joy was as the speaker and as the coach, but I have not solidified my place as the wife. And as the mother of that time.
And you needed to do that.
And I needed to do that. So I took a break for 3 years. And that's when I was working at Miles College. And literally, you would thought I reinvented myself. I went back into my comm work. I was the publicist. And I was like, committed to building my family, committed to laying that foundation, committed to having a routine, right? Committed in my mind to teaching Michael, like, okay, like, here's how you piece outfits together. Because in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm going back out there again, you know? And, you know, and now I can see the fruit of that foundational work. Right. You know,
because that's important because he still needs to know who you are as his wife. Right. And not just the speaker and the traveler and the person who is busy. Because it's easy to get caught up in maybe he's just like the accessory. Accessory to you, but you don't want him to be that. And I think that it's so important that you took that time to make sure you set that foundation.
Yeah. And don't get me, like, my husband, like, I was an accessory to him. He's a worship leader. He is, you know, he's a worship leader. Himself. He's a senior pharmaceutical sales rep. He's a stage play actor. So come on, Michael. Michael, you know, he does his thing like, you know, and we had to balance that, right? Because in the first couple of years of our marriage, he was the one who was gone and traveling and doing 32 stage plays.
Rep, just as a rep, a pharmaceutical rep, you do have to travel a lot.
Yeah. And for any single person, like, I believe in you ladies also probably know this, that's why, like, your commitments and the vows you take to your spouse is important, but you also have to take those vows to yourself as well, right? To not lose yourself in the marriage and to make sure that, yes, you have this foundation and you have this marriage, but you also have something outside of each other, right? Yes. Because when he was on the road and he was traveling for his stage plays, when I decided to take my break, I could have been discontent, like, oh, well, you know, he's doing this and doing that, or
I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do
that.
And
he could have done the same for me, but us understanding that we both had this purpose, and we both,
and you can't let the fire die down.
You can't, I can't take that away from him. You know, I can't say, no, because you married me, I don't want you to do this, but I want you to support my dreams. We have to be equally supportive.
Yes, I love that, and that's where I am now. You know, I want to trying to figure out how I can, because mine is kind of like separate from you, or, you know, opposite of yours. Yeah. I was this mom and I was this wife, and shoot, me and Sean almost married 11 years in November. And I'm like turning his and the girls' world upside down when I want to start living into my purpose. Yeah. So I had to figure out how I can not take me away from them, but also not take me away from me, you know? So,
and that's powerful. Let me tell you why, LaDonna, because so many women face that decision. And, I think the most powerful tool that's given that you can give your family at this point is one for you're setting an example for your girls to understand that, mommy's sole existence is not revolving around them. Right? That as a woman and as a mom, in order for you to pour to them, you have to
take care of yourself.
Right? That this purpose and this destiny and this dream and these goals that I have is only going to work for me, but it's going to be so much more beneficial to you, right? Like everybody who's connected to us are beneficiaries of our greatness.
Yes. Absolutely. And that's a part of my prayer. Every day when I pray, I'm like, Lord, anybody that's connected to me, that I want them to see the light and be a light and be a light to someone else. Any blessings that I have that they are able to latch on and be blessed as well. It's not just a prayer for me. It's a prayer that everybody that's connected to me, everybody that's in my circle can be just as big of a light. As I'm asking God for me to be.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
good.
I like that. I like that you said that.
And I will say this too, and I just want to, because women, we carry the burden of the home.
Lord.
Right? That if mama is gone, then nothing can operate. The devil is a lie.
I've learned that.
Look, someone asked me the other time, like, when you leave, do you fix meals for them?
No.
I'm like, no.
Guess what? Friday and Saturday, I don't fix no food.
Michael knows how. He's a grown man. He knows how to get those meals.
I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to figure it out.
Now, granted, because I know that, like, I was gone from a Monday to a Thursday. I know he had to get her up and out, so I laid out her clothes.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
But that's teamwork.
Yeah, that's
effort.
teamwork. That's right.
Girl, no, I used to do everything. If I went out of town, like, I had Parker, and I think 6 months later, I went to New York to Beyonce concert, right? I was there maybe like 4 days. I got every single detail, and I travel a lot. That's my thing. I love to do that. And so anytime I'm traveling, I make sure everything with those girls are done. Their bags are packed, who they're going to, and it's always outside of Sean, outside of my husband. Like he doesn't even have to worry about what's going on with them.
We carry the burden of that.
And
we do.
I had to stop one day, and I was like,
you
can do it.
We do. And even the mom guilt, right? We have this guilt of, and I had to rid myself of that when I was working at Miles College. My baby was going to nursery, and she was 8, and I was like, them. And one day I asked my husband, I was like, I was telling him my feelings. I was like, do you ever feel that way? He was like, no.
What you talking about?
I said, wait. So now I took on, like, even for me, someone was like, dude, I said, of course I miss my daughter when I'm gone. But as a woman and as a mom, it makes me feel good to know I'm also providing for her.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And I'm doing the work, right? That this work that I'm doing is going to afford her some things in a better life, and her going to great schools. And she love ice cream, us going on these ice cream days. Like, it's going to give her that. Yeah. So I took on that perspective.
But then also it kind of teaches them, and I know she's only 3, but as she gets older, it teaches her a little independence and depend on herself instead of someone else. And of course, she's going to always depend on mommy and daddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I can do this. I can pick out my own clothes.
Absolutely.
I can make my own snacks for school or whatever.
And it also shows these kids that when we make our children, like, central to our lives, right? Like, everything that we do revolve around our kids. Life is not like that.
Nope.
Right? So one day I was in it was my work time, and I was in the room working, and I played with her. So she came in the office, and she was like, mommy, and she jumping up, and I was like, Artist, go to the room. I said, mommy's going to be out in a minute. And she started crying, but I didn't feel bad because I understood that I gave her time, and that she has to see that there is artist time, but it's also mommy time.
There are boundaries.
If I go on a trip sometimes and want mom, figure it out.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like you get that little signal.
So I think this has been a great conversation. And I just have one thing that I feel like we can't leave without me asking you to do this. Just what are some tips or encouraging words for our community, our Black women, our women in general,
Right.
men even, what are some good things that you can give us about moving into our passion? How we can become complacent, we can become stuck. How can we get out of this unstuck place and become intentional in our passion?
That's good. That's good. I would say more than writing down goals, right? I think that we all have certain goals for our lives. I would say that create the vision. And once you understand the vision for your life, vision would choose everything else.
Right.
Vision would decide for you. Vision would choose your friends. Vision would choose your path. Vision would choose what you eat. Vision will give you a greater understanding of who you are and where you want to be. Right. When I hear a lot of people say, I'm stuck, I'm like, okay, so what's the vision you have for your life? And they can't tell you that. And vision is about understanding not just who you are, but who you want to be.
Right.
I have not always known what I wanted to do, but I always known what type of woman I wanted to be.
That's true.
And that has kept me, right? So as you create that vision for yourself and you understand and you envision yourself as a higher you in your most divine self, as your highest self and your most your genius self, your greatest potential, create and write that vision down. And as you create and write those visions down, it chooses everything else, right? And also start with where you are with what you have.
Right.
You don't have to, the greatest discipline in your life is not saying, okay, I want to do this. Now I have to jump out and do it. Because one, purpose have a time and a process, right? It takes time to develop, right? You're called, you're conformed, and then you're commissioned. So many people want to be called and then commissioned. But they don't want to be conformed, right? But it's in those difficulties that shape our identity. It shapes us to deal with things at a higher level, right? Everybody want to be the Beyonce of, oh, I like how she don't respond. Do you know that took discipline not to respond? But it also took the discipline at not the level she is now, but at a level when no one probably knew her name. When people were saying, oh, her daddy crazy. Look at those girls. They ain't going to be nothing, for them not to respond. They didn't just stop responding at this higher level. It took them right where they were in those seasons where they weren't even visible in order to understand that, listen, we can't respond to everything people say about us. Right? And lastly, I would like to say is, you have to get a team of people around you. I remembered the question you asked about the leadership. I always say that you have to have a personal advisory board, your personal board of directors. And this includes one, a friend, someone who you can be honest and vulnerable with, someone you can be your most authentic self with. Two, you need a therapist, right? You need someone.
Come on, Jesus.
You need a therapist. And look, and your friend is not your therapist. Your friend is not your therapist. Let's be clear.
Somebody with a certification.
You need someone that you can sit down and say, listen, I'm having troubles. I'm struggling in this area. I have trauma in this area. Three, you need a mentor. You need someone who is where you want to be, but also who can pour into you, who can give you that information freely, and who doesn't mind being the teacher. And be careful of those people who want to teach you but don't want you to be better than them.
And follow your intuition. Because
there's a lot of fake mentors out here. You also need a coach. You need a coach, whether it's a business coach, a fitness coach, a life coach, whatever it is. You need someone who can coach you into being your greatest self and who can pull your highest potential out of you.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Surround yourself with great people.
That's it.
How do you feel about vision boards?
Vision boards work if you work it.
Because if you see it, you can make it tangible, but you have to, like you said, you have to work it.
Yeah.
The things you put on there, you have to be active.
That's right.
In making sure that those things come to fruition.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I absolutely love everything you said. You really have brought some gems to Two Dope Girls, and we appreciate it. So you guys make sure you stop. If you're listening to this right now, stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing and get you a piece of paper and start writing.
Take notes.
What is your purpose? What do you think you are destined to do? What is your vision for your life? What do you think you're going to have? What is your goals for the next 5 years? Start investing in yourself. and not just everybody else around you. That's
and if
amazing.
You don't know the 5 years. Start for the next
Next
month.
week.
Yeah,
You know,
next
the
week,
next
absolutely.
month or two.
Just start. Just
Yes.
start investing in yourself.
Absolutely.
That was awesome. Where can they find us,
Yes,
Grace?
Ash. No, well, let Ashley.
Oh,
let
yes,
the people know
absolutely.
where to find
Yes,
you.
yes.
So I am Ashley Joy Speaks on everything. So Twitter, Ashley Joy Speaks, Instagram, Ashley Joy Speaks, and
Do you do YouTube?
no, I
You
don't.
should.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
I need a team, y'all. Look, I
Girl,
can't be doing
listen,
all
I said the same
Listen,
thing. I was
get a
like, I
team.
need a person that's going to
need a
videotape,
camera.
that's going to
Yes,
edit.
yes,
yes.
No, because he won't even do it for me. I just said, I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you to do everything.
Yes,
I
yes.
think you should definitely do a YouTube. So consider it.
Okay,
because
I will
I think
consider
that
it.
would be like such a great outreach. You can, do your little your monthly or your weekly thing. Just talk to the people.
Yes,
I really think
I would
that's
do that.
awesome.
I would try it.
So we're gonna definitely put your information in our description and our
Thank
profile.
you. And you guys are dope. You guys
you.
are
We
dope. Like
appreciate
you guys have great energy and
appreciate you.
yeah. So
we love having you.
From one
Dope, the dope girl.
Okay. All right.
from one dope girl to the next.
Yes.
What can they find us, Grace?
Okay, you guys can find us at Two Dope Girls Pod on IG, Twitter. You can find us at Two Dope Girls Podcast on YouTube, so you can see our face, so you can see Ashley's beautiful face.
Yes.
And you can find me at Graceface with 2 underscores on IG.
And you can find me at Naturally Pretty
And
on
until
IG.
next week, you guys.
Two Dope Girls out.
Now you can hit it, Dad.
Dope, the dope girls. Dope girls. Dope, the dope girls. Dope, the dope girl. Dope, the dope girl. Now